Well, good afternoon, guys. Welcome back to the channel. This afternoon, I'd like to do a video response to a video that I watched recently. And I'm sure that many of you are familiar with the channel. It's Kenneth Cram. And Ken does a lot of very interesting videos. He has some videos on the 19th century camping. He's got some minimalistic and camping videos to stealth camp. Recently he's gotten into doing some recipes and fixing some food on the trail that you can cook up while you're backpacking. He's got some very interesting videos, and I'd like you to go on over there and check him out. I'm sure most of you have already subscribed to Ken, but he's got some very interesting style of video making, and I think you'd really enjoy his videos. So go on over, check him out, tell him I said hey. I'll put the link below to Ken's channel. It's Kenneth Cram. But recently Ken did a video on the persimmon tree, and of course the persimmon fruit. And it seems that he's going to have a series on different trees. And one of the very first tree that he picked was the persimmon tree. And for those of you that live in the South, especially if you're over 50 years of age and you've lived in the South most of your life, you're familiar with persimmon trees. And you're also familiar with some of the ways that the ladies back in the day fixed persimmons for dessert. And recently Ken did a video also that went along with his tree video. He showed how to cook up some persimmon cake. Very interesting recipe for a persimmon cake, and that particular recipe can be altered a little bit to create some other things like persimmon pudding, persimmon cake, and 2 or 3 or 4 different other ways that you can fix it. So Kenneth was on video preparing his cake out on the trail, and it turned out kind of good. It didn't turn out exactly the way he wanted to, but one of them, he made 2 cakes. One of them, the smaller version, worked out well. The larger version kind of got overcooked a little bit. So I replied to his video with comment section and told him that the persimmon tree was a vital tree back in the early part of the 20th century. As far as my mother, my grandmother, and my great-great-grandmother, they all made persimmon pudding. And for those of you that's not familiar with persimmon pudding, it's very delicious. The persimmon trees, if you'll notice, the persimmons, when they get ripe, they'll turn kind of orange and they'll fall to the ground. And you don't want to eat a persimmon that's off the tree because it'll be sour and it'll pucker in your mouth. So basically you let those fall to the ground. And also they're about the size of a plum, and they taste a little bit like an apricot, and when they have fallen, they're very sweet. They've got a pretty good sized seed in them. So what you want to do is let them fall to the ground, and then you'll pick them up out of the leaves and clean them off, and you'll process them down. So I had commented to Ken that my mother made an excellent persimmon pudding, and I even learned how to make it myself. And the consistency of a good persimmon pudding should be very moist in the center, almost consistency of chocolate fudge, and the top, when it's done right, should be brown slightly, but not tough or rubbery. You want the top browned a little bit, and then the bottom moist, and when you press down on it, it kind of bounces back. And I've had all sorts of different types of persimmon pudding, but of course I'm biased. My mother made the best. And this is an old recipe that goes back a long way. And I told Ken about it, and he texted me back, and he'd like to have that recipe. So what I've done is I have dug out one of my prized possessions, one of my mom's cookbook from her church, Rankin Baptist Church cookbook, a youth service project. And I can't tell you how many years ago this thing was published in the summer of 1987. So a lot of these go back a lot further than 1987. Many of these recipes go back literally hundreds of years, and the persimmon pudding recipe is just one of those. So now let me see if I can find this. The wind has blown it a little bit, and here we go. Now, Ken, get your paper and pencil out, because this is the video response to your request for the recipe. And I'd like to invite other people to go ahead and put this together. Maybe go ahead and try to get your hands on some persimmons. Ken, I want you to try to make this. Maybe do it the way I'm going to tell you here and do another video. So I'd like to see it. Anyway, here we go. Persimmon pudding. 2 cups of persimmon pulp. 3 eggs beaten. 1 3/4 cups of milk. 2 cups of sifted plain flour. 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. 1/2 teaspoon salt. 1 1/2 cups of sugar. 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg. 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. 1/2 teaspoon of allspice, and 3 tablespoons of butter. Okay, I'm making my mouth water just thinking about it. Mix the persimmon pulp, eggs, and milk. In a separate bowl, mix together flour, baking soda, salt, sugar, nutmeg, cinnamon, and allspice. Add flour mixture to persimmon mixture. Melt butter in a baking pan and grease the entire pan. Pour pudding into the pan and bake at 300 degrees Fahrenheit for 1 hour or until done. And Ken, you know how to test it with a toothpick, the old ways. Well, my mother used to use a broom, and it doesn't sound real hygienic now, but she'd go over, pick up the broom. You know, they had the big long stems, and she'd break off a broom's bristle, and she'd go up with the clean part, not down at the far end. I guess we've all ate our own share of dirt, haven't we? But she would take that in a cake or whatever, and she would put that down into the cake or whatever and bring it out. And if there's any moisture on that, it needs to stay in a while longer, maybe 10 or 15 more minutes. Check it, of course. But anyway, persimmon pudding is really a traditional Southern dessert. It goes back many years. I knew about persimmon pudding when I was just a little kid, and I'm over 60 years old now. So it's a great fruit. You still can find some persimmon trees out in the woods. Like I said, don't pick them off of the tree, let them fall. We had a persimmon tree in our backyard when I was growing up, and it did not bear fruit. I was told and heard all the old folks talking about it being a male species, male of the plant order. I don't know if that's true, whether there's a female plant that bears fruit, or whether maybe there's some that just don't bear any fruit, but that one certainly didn't. But I will tell you, the wood is extremely tough and very durable wood on the persimmon tree. But anyway, that's about it, Ken. I hope you get this recipe all worked out. I hope you can do another video. I'd love to see you do another persimmon pudding video, and this time have the whole pudding to eat instead of just that small tin. And for those of you that are watching this video, I'll also put a link to Ken's persimmon. It has the persimmon cake, but it's all in the same video. It's basically a video all about the persimmon tree, about the persimmon wood, the usefulness of it, the different areas that it grows in. It's just a great video. I think you'll love the way he does it, the way he puts it together. So I'll also put the link to that video below, as well as a link to his YouTube website in general. I'll put that on there too. So anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna sit out here and enjoy this autumn air. The wind is blowing a little bit, and it feels great, and I'm really enjoying it, and I hope you are too. So thanks for stopping by. I appreciate all the support that I get from all my friends and all my subscribers. I invite you to subscribe if you've not already done so. Check back again real soon to see what I'm up to. And as always, take care.